Hello learners, how are we today? Okay, got a pretty exciting one today. We are going to learn how to represent measurements in centimeters with models, different types of visual models to show my measurements. So here are the three objects I chose to measure to the nearest centimeter. So I measured this box, and the nearest centimeter was 10 centimeters. Then I measured this postcard, and it came very close to 14 centimeters. So the nearest centimeter was 14. So 14 centimeter postcard, and I measured this battery. This battery came to 5 centimeters was the nearest centimeter. So I have my data now. I have three measurements, 10 centimeters, 14 centimeters, and 5 centimeters. So the first visual model I'm going to use to represent my measurements is called a line plot. All right, here's a line plot. First thing you're going to do is actually draw a number line. So I'm going to draw my number line like that. Now, my measurement, just like my number line, will start at 0 centimeters. Now, the largest measurement, the greatest measurement I have is 14 centimeters. So, on my line plot, on my number line, I'm going to break it up into centimeters. So I'm going to go 0 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to mark that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to mark that. 11, 12, 13, 14. So then that will be 15. So here's my line plot, starting at 0 centimeters all the way to 15 centimeters. Then all I do is I ask myself, where is my box? Where is 10 centimeters on my number line? Right there. So right above my 10 centimeter mark, I put an X. That's where my box measurement lies on my number line. Where does my postcard lie? Well, my postcard is 14 centimeters. Where would you put it on the number line? Well, there's 10, 11, 12, 13. Here's 14 centimeters. So right above it, I put an X at 14 centimeters. That's where my postcard measurement lies. How long is my battery? 5 centimeters. Where do I put 5 centimeters on my number line? Well, there it is. So my battery measures 5 centimeters, so I put an X to represent my battery. That's a line plot. So now, in one visual model, I can see where all my measurements lie on the number line. And then I'm able to do what? What am I able to do now with this data? Well, I can compare it. So for example, looking at my number line, which item is the longest? Which item has the greatest length? Well, if this is the start of my number line, the greatest length is this one, which is my postcard at 14 centimeters. Which one's my shortest length? Well, looking at my data, this item is only 5 centimeters long. So it's my shortest. That's my battery. Okay, there's another visual model we can use, and it's called, over here, it's called a bar graph. Okay, it's called a bar graph. Now, this is what a bar graph looks like. It has these two lines that join and make a corner. On this line are my items that I measured. So I'm just going to call this line items or things that I measure. Okay, that's this line. This line shows my centimeters. Okay, they show my centimeters, my measurements of the things that I measured. So, same as before, we start our centimeters at 0, and we go all the way up, well, 14, and we'll go 1 more centimeter to 15, so we make sure we have all our data in our bar graph. So, if this is 0, I'm going to go up by 1 centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, mark that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, mark that. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. So, let's see. What color is the box? The box is red. So let's go with my box. How long was the box? 10 centimeters. So I go now up this side till I reach 10 centimeters. Then I come over and I draw a rectangle like that. So you can see that my box is 10 centimeters tall. Okay, then I go and I look at, well, how about we take the battery? The battery is how many centimeters? It's 5 centimeters. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to write battery. Okay, and I'm going to find 5 centimeters. Now my battery is here, so I'm going to take the 5 centimeters, and that's my battery, like this. There's the bar showing the length of my battery. The length of my battery is 5 centimeters. The bar for the box shows that the length of my box is 10 centimeters. The last item I measured was my postcard. Where on the bar graph would you draw the bar for postcard? Where would you, how high up would you go on this centimeter side until you reach the height of the postcard, the length of the postcard? Well, the postcard is 14 centimeters. So I come over to my graph and I go up till I reach 14 centimeters. Then I come over, and then here is where I draw my bar for postcard. And then I just shade in . So this is a nice visual model because looking at it, I can totally tell right away which one was, say, had the longest length and which one had the shortest length. So looking at our bar model, our bar graph, which item was the smallest, had the shortest length? Well, this one. It's got the shortest bar. Which item had the longest length? Well, the postcard. Now, here's a question. I want you to try this. Looking at our bar graph, how much taller, how much longer was the postcard then the box? So the postcard was 14 centimeters, and my bar graph shows the box at 10 centimeters. How much longer is the postcard? Well, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 centimeters longer is my postcard. So I can compare my items using my bar graph. So again, when we have our measurements, here are two great ways to represent those measurements visually. Line plot, draw a number line, and plot the points, plot the measurements on your number line. Bar graph, okay? Two sides to the bar graph. Items on the bottom, the measurement centimeters on the side, and then just draw the bars at the heights of those measurements. So for example, my box was 10 centimeters, I go up to 10 centimeters and I draw my bar. Battery was 5 centimeters, I go up to 5 centimeters, I draw my bar. And the postcard was 14, I go up to 14, draw my bar. So this is cool. We got two visual models now that we can use to represent measurement. Until next time.